Right, hi guys. I'm very sorry about the delay there and the previous upload, which was removed. We had major sound problems, but hopefully that's fixed now. So if you can let us know, we'll very much appreciate it. But we have done a test stream on a secret page, so hopefully we shouldn't have any problems this time. But I'm going to introduce Neil Cook from GSI Northeast and also the team's spirit medium as well. So he's just on the screen now. So, hi Neil.
Good evening, or should I say good afternoon, 22 minutes past 4 in UK for our United States listeners. Very good afternoon. I'm hoping I'm in shot on the camera system.
Yeah.
Good afternoon anyway, guys.
Yeah, Claire Cowles just commented from East Drive Paranormal team who spent the night with us on Saturday, at the chocolate factory. I'm getting a bit confused because of a bank holiday. She says it sounds a lot better this time, so that's good. Neil might sound slightly tinny, but that's because he's actually coming through his mobile phone through Skype to me. I'm then broadcasting this back to his PC to prevent the sound problems, and then he's uploading it live on Facebook at that side of it. So it's thanks to the very fast internet, yeah, and wrong camera. There you go. Thank you very much, Neil. Who printed these for us? The cup. Neil.
Actually, it was a good friend of ours who has her own business, and it's Stacey Coleman White, and she runs Tulip Embroidery Service, and she does all this kind of stuff as well. This actual one, which was made for me with my spirit guide on the back, my Texan cowboy, is from Joe Scott, who will be listening as well. She did that from her own studio, which is the Pottery Studio, the Haunted Barn, actually. Yeah.
And I'll just let you know as well. I've got the GSI West Yorkshire screen cover on my phone as well, and that one's thanks to Pix on Printing. So we did share their page on our wall on Saturday, so if you want to go on to them, it's a very local group. I know East Drive Paranormals also use them as well, so a pretty cool company. And just say hi to Claire Cowell, Nicola Morez, and Carol Greenley, and everyone's saying it sounds much better. So what I want to talk about now, we'll probably go into what happened on Friday. Neil will go into a bit more on that and some of the amazing things. Saturday again, yeah. I keep saying Friday. If I say Friday, I mean Saturday. So I apologise about that. But if you can see at the bottom of the screen, GSI are now in association with alicebox.co.uk, and we'll show you Alice Box shortly and how it works and how you can get Alice Box. And we can vouch for it. It's amazing. We tested it for the first time in an actual active location on Saturday night at the Chocolate Factory in Hull. And what's very cool about Alice Box, I've been speaking to the creator of Alice Box today, and the software was actually designed in Hull. So that's pretty cool that the first place we used it was actually in the place the software was made, so in Hull, the United Kingdom, and it was pretty unbelievable, wasn't it, Neil, to be honest, the stuff what we got from it. So
it was, and the good thing was it saves the log, so that everything which is generated from the Alice Box session, which was used through the laptop on this occasion, all the words which came up, which the majority were relevant, it saves the log. Now later on at the end of the investigation, the night, when we spoke to some of the guests, and there was a lot of sensitive people there that night, people who argue about mediums as well. Some of the words and some of the things that come across that night whilst under the investigation, or whilst doing the investigation, these words were fitting. These words were names of people and things which had happened in this location, which they could then accept. Although they weren't present at the time when it generated some of these words, they were fitting to the location, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
They're all fitting ways.
Even things in our own home today, just for the laugh, we'll show you the software, and just explain how it works. It's pretty similar to the Obulus, what you'll have probably seen on Ghost Adventures and things a few times. But the today, just having a laugh with my wife Tara, we were just having a laugh, and it basically says "very happy today" while we're laughing. What happened with Vicky this morning?
Well, like you said, we're working in association with Alice, sorry, whoever Alex is. With Alice, I'm just looking up to get the web address there. It's in association with the Alex Box, alicebox.co.uk. And we're going to promote this software because we endorse it, as I've just said, with regards to how beneficial it was on the night and how accurate it was. We set it up on our system in the bedroom, but we were sat up in bed watching it, by the way. And my partner Vicky got up, went into the kitchen, and came back with a mug of coffee for me in this cup actually. And the TV, which is in front of me now, a large screen TV, Alice then said the word coffee. Vicky didn't say she was making me one, she didn't suggest one. My TV and my PC doesn't have an inbuilt microphone which would hear and generate the word which is being spoken in the room. And although we were initially asking this system to answer some of our questions, and we were getting some fitting answers to it, it automatically knew, or it generated the word coffee as Vicky walked into the room with it. So again, another accurate statement there was.
Yeah, definitely. Basically, the more active the location, the more intelligent the responses are from what we've gathered. Because when I've just had it in my house and it doesn't, you can sometimes sense if something's possibly with me at the time, maybe like a family member what's passed on or something. But when it doesn't feel that active, sometimes it is a bit random what you get. But then when things have actually, when it feels a bit more active, or at the location, the chocolate factory where we went on Saturday night, it was telling us about a lift and someone being crushed. And then when we've asked the owner, who's had an historian there, this is non-published information, by the way. This is just what the owner's actually had through her own research personally, because she owns the building, so she's got an interest in it. She confirmed, yes, someone did actually fall down the lift shaft and die. A child was crushed in there, and when we've been calling out asking what happened to them, how they died, and it's basically come out with things like that. It's pretty unbelievable, really, that a piece of software on a computer is managing what we believe to be manipulated by a possible spirit or something. It's mind-blowing to me. I didn't expect that, to be honest. We put it on trial on Saturday and we got impressed by it. We've got in contact with the makers of Alice Box, and that's why we're going to be running this endorsement for the next couple of months. So what I will do now, sorry, you can carry on, Neil.
Sorry, apologies. It's a slight delay, so I've gone and talked over you. But if we could just let our listeners and friends and family and fans know, this is a more modern version of some of the things which are out there, like your Prime Box and your Obulus and the similar tools which are out there. But the good thing about this device, and we talked about it today, me and Shane, is it can be put onto your tablet, it can be put onto your laptop, they can be put onto your mobile phone. Now, your mobile phone has a longer charge. Your tablet and your
It'd need to be Windows. It'd need to be Windows, Neil.
Yeah. Windows device. They can be charged up at the location. Normally, when you're there with the Obulus, once the batteries are in, that's it. The piece of kit you brought with you is no good unless you've got a big supply of batteries. Your mobile phone and your tablet and your laptop lasts a lot longer and can be plugged in on the night, so it's not getting drained by a spirit. It's actually connected to a power supply on normal circumstances if you've got that available. And we all know the laptop and the tablet lasts a lot longer than your things which takes an hour batteries to pencil batteries. So you get to use it all of the night. And what we were also talking about on alicebox.co.uk, they're giving you a 30-day free trial on this thing. You can download it, you add it to your tablet, your Windows device, and then you can trial this for 30 days. A good friend of ours, Lee Stee, has been doing some work on Paranormal Project X, and he too has been trialing this, and he's very impressed with it as well. However, if you're listening, Lee, I know you're a skeptic, but you were impressed with some of the results it was giving you, and so was your audience as well. We like this software so much that obviously, like Shane said, we're going to endorse it and obviously work in association with it, because so far so good with all the use we've done with it, if that makes sense. Everything we've done with it so far is been just as fitting as any other device which is out there, which only takes batteries.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just pressing the button here, and you can meet Alice for the first time. Me and Neil will disappear, but I just want to show you what Alice actually looks like on full screen mode now. But what I will then do is click another special button, and me and Neil will appear inside Alice. This won't happen on your version, but this is just so you can still see what we're actually talking about and everything. But that's what Alice looks like, and that is the actual working version. With this. That's why we had a few software glitches before, because I can turn Alice on now. So as you can see, my mouse has just run over Alice there. I will turn it on so you can basically see what happens. So there was a free version of this out in February, but that was the demo version. What I understand, it didn't have the logs on it. So if you've got the free version and you are wanting to upgrade, it is worthwhile, because each word what's been up appears on this little typewriter, and then each word what at the end of the night when you turn it back off, then it gives you a text file basically. So it's just basically the flick switches there, and one turns the log on, so it's going to start saving the actual information. That one turns the view on so you can see it. You don't have to have them on if you don't want. And then that one, if you click Alice, you get the option to actually close the software down. And then if you turn it on, just the power button, bang. Alice is now turned on. And it's actually straight away, as soon as we've turned it on, said please help. And that's what basically happens. You've got the traffic light system. When it freezes, a word's going to come through. Sometimes in a not so active location it might be a bit more random, but again, it's for you guys to experiment with. So I'm just going to hit the second button now, and another word's just about to come through from the looks of it. Okay, like you here. Thank you, Alice. I like you too. There we go. So I've turned that on now, so you can see me and Neil with Alice and resent. I've no idea. Some of the words, as you can see, might be slightly random, but when we've used this in an active location, it's been absolutely bang on. And again today, one of the other things what was pretty funny actually, we was having a break on the event, and we was going to have some coffee, some biscuits, some cakes, some cupcakes. This wasn't mentioned. All we basically says was in front of my laptop, which had the Connect software and Alice on at the same time. We're just going for something to eat now, and we'll come back in a bit. And then Alice basically said cupcakes immediately after that. So
yes, and thanks
crazy.
to Vicky, we had some anyway.
Yeah. That's what that was. Just made me laugh. But the developer says Alice does have a pretty good sense of humour, and when it seems to be when you're having a bit of a laugh and not taking life so seriously, it tends to interact a lot more with you. It's mind blowing to me that it actually is managing to come out with relevant things to the time. So, and the fact that skeptics are actually saying how good this piece of software is as well, then I find that quite impressive, really. So, do you have anything to say?
Yeah. I mean, the majority of our listeners through GSI West Yorkshire and the GSI family sites are paranormal fanatics anyway, and we don't need to teach them to suck eggs. But there's people listening on other walls as well, like my FaceTime wall, my Facebook wall, my timeline, and some of our friends are sharing this feed as we speak. But to the majority of the paranormal world, and these guys have used all the devices which are out there. this system has inbuilt. I'm not quite sure of the capacity of the memory bank which is in there, but as an example, the Ovilus, which is another ITC piece of equipment, it has a memory bank, and we're using Spirit. We're asking Spirit to manipulate through white noise and generate the words or the answers to our questions. Now, as Shane has said, that from time to time it will just randomly spit a word out which is not in connection. It doesn't make sense to what we're asking, but we are looking for the responses which are responsive to what we are asking. So if we're asking for a person's name or a reason why he's there or a date, and it's given that in a response, and it's not always straight after. There is a slight delay sometimes, but we're looking for that. And Spirit and the paranormal world is manipulating this device, and if it was left in a room by itself in the middle of nowhere, then it just have a daft half hour and spits anything out because it's not being manipulated. But you have to remember that we're using Spirit and the paranormal to manipulate this. But yeah, like I said earlier, it's a free trial to anyone who's listening to this feed. Now, you can have this on your Windows device for 30 days, free of charge. If you have the girlies around, if you have the lads around, or you're just having a bit of a party, start using it. It's very cheap to buy as well, and you can inquire through the website to do that on the alexbox.co.uk. alexbox.co.uk. Put my mum's teeth back in. Also, I've just been informed we're getting a lot of questions and questions in our message box underneath, so we'll go to that as well and see if we can answer that.
Yeah.
I think I've just covered that. So
Yeah.
to the person who knows that's what Alice is, I'm hoping that we've covered that. And in my last description with regards to how it's manipulated by Spirit, I'm hoping I've covered that as well for you. Thank you.
Yeah. We are looking to actually get the person who made this software to actually join us on Skype at some point, so we can actually find out why this does what it does, how it does what it does, and what made them even decide to actually make this. And I think it's pretty cool. So it's mind blowing me, to be honest. I wasn't sure. I'm always quite skeptical because I know there's quite a lot of apps what you can get on the Google Play, for example, and some of the words are pre-programmed in there. Of what the typical words, what's going to be like poltergeist and demon and things like that, and so when you look at the comments, everyone's just basically fake. This is fake. There's no way this is genuine, and I always like to give everything a shot first before I go into something. Give it a test, which is brilliant for this because you get a 30-day trial for free anyway. So if you don't like it, you've not lost anything, have you? So go on it, give it a try.
Out there through the App Store, and there's a lot of $1, £1 apps you can purchase, and they clearly state that they're for entertainment purposes only. They're just for fun, and it's excuse me. It's not something which can be manipulated by a spirit. It's solely for fun. It's like the ghost app, which you can use the images for, or it just tells you on a radar device that there's a ghost sat next to you or in the other room. But this is the real McCoy, just like your Ovilus and your frag box and everything else there, which works with white noise and can be manipulated with spirit. And like Shane just said, it's there to use free for 30 days. Whether you sit and play with it in your own home for fun, or you're seriously into your gadgets, then it's something you could look at.
Can I just say, it's just said here, by the way, and my friend has just arrived at our house. He's on his way over from Widnes, which is about an hour and a half away from where I live, and he, I think he's just arrived, just as that said here. I don't know. Yeah, quite.
Here, the door.
Yeah, he knows I'm live, so I don't think he wants to disturb. Yank. Does that mean pull, or is that one of the terms what the Americans get called? I have no idea.
Yank is a definition for a person from America, I'm assuming. That's what it's meaning.
Or someone pulling something quite, I don't know. But very cool anyway. But what I'll do now, I'm going to go to a different camera mode, and it will basically show you my desktop, what's on my laptop, but it will still have me and Neil on there as well. And I can then, Alice is still playing, but I'll just minimize. I'll minimize that down, and this is the website. What you can see here, you can't hardly see it because of the GSI text. But 1 second, I will just move that text slightly down. And that's the good thing about this software. I can add anything I want in whilst it's actually live. So yep, alexbox.co.uk, and then you just basically scroll down and move to the second screen. 1 second, so I've got dual monitors open, so I can actually see what's happening. So I'll move to the second screen, and this is basically the website. It tells you a bit about what's actually happened and what you can do. And then if you want it to actually fit full screen, that's the resolution what you will actually need. And if you've got something like a Surface Pro, for example, which is basically a tablet as well as the actual laptop, then that's absolutely ideal, because then you've got the portability. My laptop, I couldn't really walk around with that because it's a gaming laptop with all the dedicated graphics cards, so it weighs an absolute ton. But then just basically click download. You can't see that because of my because of my face, but I'll just move that across, and it's just downloaded a zip file. And then you obviously know how to what to do. Yeah, just basically drag that onto your desktop. I'll show it in the folder. I'll copy that onto my desktop, so you can. There you go. I won't install it or anything, but 1 second. There we go. And it's just said lemon for some reason. So then I've got a program called WinRAR, which is in my thing that it's built in, but WinZip I believe is built into Windows. So you'll be able to just basically right click, extract to Alice. It's not going to do that for me because I've already got. Once you extract it, then that folder appears. I'll delete that now because I've already got it, and then it's just a case of literally going in and just opening the Alice exe file, and then go from there. You can register it. It shows you how you can email the developer, so you can actually go through the registration and everything. And that's basically it. The words what's actually built into the log are here. So then, if you, for example, if you want to add something in there for whatever reason, your name or something, to see if you can actually get it to say your name. I don't know. You can add things in and just basically save it, but I've not touched that whatsoever. So whatever's in there, that's how it come. But some people want to actually edit these things. I don't personally want to do that. But that's basically how to install it. And on Facebook, if you go on here, this is the official thing where people shared quite a lot of their own videos using Alice and basically endorsing it. So if you want to go on Alice Instrumental Transcommunication group on Facebook, that's the way where you can basically leave feedback about the actual product, what you've got. I will just change that back there to that one. There we go. So it's pretty cool, really. You've got a trial if you want to test it out, anyone, and I do recommend just basically take a cheap laptop to an investigation, even if you're outdoors and it's not raining or something. You've got a couple hours battery life on your on. I was actually just going to say graveyard, and then the word rock come up, and dear me, that's crazy. It's like it's reading my mind. It's if you want to, you can just basically take it out on take a laptop out with you to somewhere what is active and give it a test. And then what I'd really like to do, whatever you get, send us it. If you get some amazing thing, just snap some videos or pictures on your phone, send it to GSA, send it to the makers of Alice, because it's pretty up and coming software, and we want to help, because it is unbelievable, to be honest, what we've got from it so far. So, you have anything else to add? Have we got any questions or anything, Neil?
There's a few shout outs we'll do later on. I think Vicky's just said there that one of our viewers has just said she's downloading it now. Is it Lauren? Laurie Dobbs, Lolly Dobbs, if that's pronounced right. She's downloading it now. She hopefully very self-explanatory with regards to the installation of it. I don't even think I've got WinRAR on my new PC, but it's installed anyway. Windows 10 is good like that. So you shouldn't have any problems.
Yeah.
If we were going to move over to the chocolate factory and mention that and the fun we had there as well, that'd be nice for our listeners and viewers as well.
Yeah. And yeah, Kaz Don, who, she's commented on this stream. So hello, Kaz. Nice to speak to you again. She came to the chocolate factory on Saturday night. I was going to say Friday again, and she's basically says I felt Alice was quite scarily accurate with the evidence that came out on the night, and it was pretty amazing. I think Kaz left you some feedback about what she felt happened on the night, didn't she?
Yeah, I've submitted the feedback from some of our people who were there, our guests who were there that night. But like I said at the beginning of the feed, we're all sensitive. We all have some kind of sixth sense, even if it's just intuition. Now, the people who were there that night, along with the East Drive Paranormal team, their psychic medium was there as well as our guests who were there, and some of them were quite sensitive, and we all had an individual experience that night. Even the skeptic had an experience which he wasn't expecting, but this place was a very active place. It was a chocolate factory in full. We are looking to go back again at this location very soon as well, so obviously we're going to upload that information as and when that comes in. But yeah, like Kaz said, we were using the Alice box. It was very accurate to what we were asking in conjunction to the questions. Yes, there was a few random things popping up, I'm not going to lie about that, but there was a lot of accuracy, a lot of accurate responses to what we were asking. And as I also said as well, without repeating myself too much, that some of the things the sensitive people had picked up on that night when we revealed the overall lot for the night, they could take some of them words, and they weren't just random words, they were words which were fitting to the location. There were names to some of the mediums that got that night as well as myself. So yeah, it was a very good, accurate response the whole 5 hours of the use of it, yes.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys, as well. I lost Neil and I've just added him back in. Luckily, this software is pretty cool where you can actually add people as we go on. So if anyone ever did want to Skype us mid-stream, we could actually add their face onto this. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, it was a pretty unbelievable night. As I said yesterday in the stream when I showed the pretty cool building in Pontefract, my friend who's a skeptic, he's practically a believer now. He's still in and ahhing. Either, to be honest, as someone said in one of the streams yesterday, you could get actually bitten by a ghost dog and you'd still not believe some people. But that's just the nature of the human race, isn't it? That's what makes the world good, though. To be honest, everyone's got different opinions, everyone's got different beliefs, and I absolutely love that fact. Some people don't, and obviously that's why wars start. But I don't want to get into that sort of thing. But it's good that they are skeptics, because then it keeps us on their toes and it keeps other groups on their toes if they choose to listen to skeptics, because sometimes when you're in the heat of the actual investigation and you hear a noise, and if it's not for a skeptic, they might actually start, hang on a minute, no, that were a motorbike driving past, and you're thinking it was a demonic growl or something like that. Skeptics are brilliant on investigations.
Yes, you need them.
Yeah, definitely. And again, medium. I'm pointing to Neil. You can't see me doing this, but I'm pointing to Neil on my screen that mediums are highly recommended on investigations as well. I've been working with Neil for quite a while now, and he's still, he's with his jokes, but he still gobsmacks me every time he comes out with things. Just when we entered the building, I don't know if I'm going to make him blush or not, but when we entered the building on Saturday night, the two owners met us with their child. We basically went into one room to put all his equipment in, and I'll just move the screen back onto Alice so you can actually see what's going on, because it keeps beeping up with some words. It's us and Alice now. So Joe and Sleep and Deborah. I don't know if that means anything to anyone. Please tell us in the comments. But yeah, but we all went into the room at the start of the actual investigation. We put all his equipment in, and then the owners wanted to give us a tour around and tell us a bit about a few of the hotspots and things like that. And it was team only, so a few of the guests who arrived early basically stayed in that room. But Neil insisted on staying in that room because he didn't want to be fed any of this information, which I found pretty incredible, really, because then all of the guests can witness that, who were actually there at the time, like my friend Andrew. Neil stayed in that room. We was floors below, and the ass sound clap. It's saying so. Yeah, Alice is impressed with you as well.
Thanks very much, Al.
But it said that just after you'd given a speech the other day, it actually said clap at the end of it, didn't it? Which were quite funny. But my friend can vouch for this. We were in soundproof recording studios downstairs, being told what had happened to the actual owners of the building. Neil's one or two floors above. We're in a soundproof room. I will emphasise that fact. It's a recording studio, so the walls have got special padding and insulation to make if you clap, sometimes you can hear an actual echo. In a recording studio, they've got special walls which deadens the clap. So second you clap, there's no echo ever. It's
very
really
dull.
dead. Yeah, it's a very dull. There's no reverb. It's called in the musical industry, and that's what recording studios do. But that makes it perfect for a paranormal investigation. And whilst we were on this walk around, things were happening. We were getting disembodied voices behind us, but more importantly, we were getting told about the history of what's happened, what paranormal things had happened. And then when we're walking around the actual place, Neil's basically saying exactly the same as what we've just been told. So we're just stood with his mouth wide open. How does he know this? This is ridiculous. It's not published information, and it's just absolutely crazy. And one of the things you can actually witness, if you go back to the live stream from Saturday night, the lights on walkthrough with Neil, he basically picks up in the recording studio, proving that the actual building leaves a bit of an energy, which you can probably explain in a minute. He basically knew that someone had been injured in the actual room, and not died or anything like that. And then it was basically confirmed there and then live on the stream, where she says yes, a band member jumped up and hit his head on the metal beam what goes across goes across, which were mind blowing, really, because we didn't even know about that, to be honest, until that happened. They never told us about that on the walkthrough. Neil came out with this, and she confirmed
it. Wasn't anything paranormal, was it?
No, but it proves that what you were telling us about this. A building is a bit like a tape recorder. Do you want to explain about that? Because you know a lot more.
Yeah, to the paranormal world will know this theory, but the stone tape theory is said by scientists that the same minerals, the mechanics and the chemicals within a cassette recorder tape, which we recorded our voices on, the same elements are in brickwork, in stone, in limestone. And if we are able to record our voice onto the cassette tape, then the building is absorbing this as well. Now, more so when it becomes a castle and there was a wall there, a big battlement on a house like the Amityville house, which is well known. I don't have to go into the details of the trauma from inside that. But these walls of the house have absorbed all that energy. This place we were at the other night on Saturday, it had absorbed all this energy. So when people go in there and start disturbing the fabric of the building, if it was builders, then they're absorbing the residual energy as well. We don't have to be in the spirit world to leave that residual energy around, I find. A good medium, a good psychic will pick up on things which have happened in that room, and it's not always linked to the paranormal world, to the spirit world. As Shane clearly says, and the live feed did as well. I picked up on the energy of a person who suffered trauma within that room. It turned out he jumped up, banged in there. The ambulance service had been called and took him away. But he left this imprint and negative within time, which mediums look for. And the way I explain that is, if you go to the cliffs at the seaside and look at the top of the cliff, you've got the grass at the top. Then below you've got the soil, then the clay, then the rock, then the shale, and you go right way down the bottom of the cliff, and you've got the Jurassic world and the Ice Age. Well, that's layers of time all stacked up in the soil. Well, a good medium will enter a building and strip away at the time the residual energy within that building. And when he's connecting with spirit, he will then connect to that time zone he's stripped away at, and then put spirit within that time zone. A little bit more technical than how I'm explaining it, but it gives you a clear idea of what I'm talking about. And as I was looking for residual energy within this room, very early on at the top of that cliff, if that makes sense, there was a person there who left this imprint, this negative, this residual energy of his trauma. And quite clearly I said this person's still with us, but his energy of what had happened, the traumatic side of things was still there. But yes, it was this place was full of residual energy. It also had intelligent energy, and the building alone without spirit could have told its own story. It was fascinating, it was. We have a question as well, I'm being told.
Becky, who's would like to ask Alice a question.
Yeah.
She's saying, would Alice be able to answer what year it is?
Would Alice be able to answer what year it is, please, for us? That's from Becky. What year is it?
What year is it, Alice? I don't know if it can hear you through the actual thing, but if there's a spirit here with us now, it's saying something. Danielle. I don't know if that means anything to her. That's not a year, but sometimes it's slightly random. I'm sorry I disappeared, guys, by the way. My friend, I think he got a bit bored waiting outside. He didn't want to interrupt, but he's just come in now. So, can you answer what year it is, please?
It's on the screen anyway, so we can see if that pops up anyway, can't we?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Sometimes it's... I've never actually tried to actually speak to it before, to be honest. I've just left it in the background. We've been talking about things, and then it's just popped up randomly when we've been having a laugh and things, and pinned. I've no idea. It's normally sunset. I don't know, but what I recommend, if you download this software and try it for yourself, because where I am now might not be very active to actually be able to manipulate this software. This is why it was so unbelievable when we were in Hull, because rebuilding is incredibly haunted, so and well, incredibly active anyway. Some of it could be residual. Most of it was quite intelligent haunts, to be honest with you, but in my house it might not actually be that active, and that's why some of the words are quite random. But honestly, that's what we recommend, because we've been that impressed by it. Give it a go for yourself and be mind blown like we are, and let us know, and let the makers of Alice Box know as well, which I am in contact with Joe, who's actually the maker of it. So hopefully we can persuade her to come on live stream some point and actually explain a bit more about how it works, because we don't know the technical sides of it, because we've not created the software, but it's pretty cool. You got anything further to?
Vicky?
Lolly Dogs has tried to download it to your tablet but not successful. Does it need a PC?
It needs a PC. It has to be downloaded to a Windows application, like your Windows 10, Windows 7 device. Not it won't go on an Android device. I'm right in saying it has to be Windows, Microsoft based.
Yeah. Surface Pro and things like that. If it's a Windows-based tablet, then you should be okay. It's got to be able to run an exe file. So that you can't. I think it's a .apk or something on Android. So maybe if we support this product enough, they'll be able to actually make an Android version of it and an Apple iOS version of it. But because this is up and coming software, and obviously I want you guys to be able to see for yourself just how good this is, and then they hopefully might be able to get enough funding to actually bring it to iOS and Android and things, because it obviously costs quite a lot of money to do that sort of thing.
With all new software, you have to remember there's always them little bugs, and then the updates come out, and then you see in the update bugs fixed regarding, and it then lets you know what the problem was, and it's fixed. And this will be something the Icebox will be doing all the time, and the maker of the software as well. There'll be the feedback, and then these guys fixing these bugs, and hopefully, like Shane said, it'll be more compatible for more versions. But it's a free version at the moment. Everyone's got a PC indoors, and then obviously download it to there. Like I said, if you've got the friends and family coming over and you don't want to play Monopoly for the night, well, there you go. It's a makeshift Ouija board in a sense, isn't it? You can play with that and get it to answer your questions. But the good thing is you've got 30 days free trial of it. I mean, you can't fall back in your month's worth of use. I'm sure you can make good use of that.
Yeah. You don't have to put any card details in or anything. Don't worry. Just install it and go. That's it. Just press continue free trial, and that's all you need to do. There's nothing. You don't have to give your personal information. No, nothing. So don't worry about any of the privacy issues or anything, guys, because I know that's a growing concern with all the fraud and things out there. But
if you have any problems trying to do it, sorry, Shane, I talked over you. But if you have any problems trying to do it after this, then me and Shane will be able to answer your messages or see if we can see where you go wrong. If you give us an inbox to GSI West Yorkshire, straight away, if you just let us know what system you're using, what device you're using, then we'll see if that's compatible. We'll do that little research for you.
Yeah, I'm in contact with the maker of the product because she's agreed this endorsement, and no, she's not called Jane. But yeah, I'm in contact with her. That's what we've agreed. We've agreed to do this for a few months, and a bit of a endorsement sponsorship site thing. So it's that's what we're going to be doing. So we will be using this on live streams going forward. It's not interfering anything. It's just in the background, so it's pretty cool. And on the investigation, what we had on Saturday night, I've got the day right. We basically had half of the screen, the Connect, half of the screen, well, just basically the bottom corner, Alice box, and they just were working well with each other. It were perfect. And then obviously we've got Neil's brain, which is probably the best piece of kit you could ever need, but unfortunately we can't share that out. And that's it basically. It's a very good tool for any paranormal investigator. I really do recommend it. Neil does, obviously, and that's it really. If there's nothing further,
well, regarding the night chain, the thing is, although we hired the event and took our guests there, we really need to thank them as well now, because without their energy, without their participation in some of the experiments we did and the seances and everything else, I mean, these guys made the night as well. The East Drive Paranormal team, them guys were there. If you can get a chance to go to East Drive, 30 Drive, and meet these people and spend the night in their company, then you're in for a hell of a good night. If hell being the right word. If they're always doing venues. It's there on the web. You can find them through Google. Our friends who came along as well, Joe Bunn, Michael McIver, his brother Johnny, Eve, who came along. Our team as well, who helped out, Jan, Vicky, and obviously Shane, who we're speaking to, and Andrew, who's not with us on this live feed as well. Myself, Kaz Dunn, she's already spoke on the comments there to say how good it was. Anita and her husband Stephen, John, you came along as well. I'm sure you're listening in, or you'll get to see this. Thank you for your input. And these were very sensitive people, and like I said, we're all sensitive, and in the right environment, then you open yourself up to it more. And it's something I say to my spiritual friends on the timeline. You have to open yourself up and obviously accept spirit in order to get that message. A lot of people miss these messages which is given to you from spirit, whether it's a sign, the butterfly, the white feather, or the penny on the floor. But these messages are there. It's whether you open yourself up to accept that. And these guys who come on the hunt for the interest of connecting with spirit and the paranormal world. So yes, it was these guys. We couldn't have done the night. We couldn't have made the night without their input into the night as well. I'm sure Shane will agree with me as well.
Yeah, definitely. There was also Rebecca and Chris.
Yes.
They're becoming regulars now, and Callum, Andrew Alexander's son, I've met him for the first time, and he was pretty cool actually. He's a pretty good addition to the team, to be honest, because of all the tech things. I just basically mentioned one thing and then looked round, and my laptop was set up, plugged in, the HDMI cable was into the TV, and I just like, all right, nice one. So it's a pretty good addition to the team. Yeah, and thank you guys, and also like Neil said, the East Drive Paranormal group. I'm sure you've heard of it. Probably one of the most famous houses in the world, most violent poltergeist activity in Europe, I believe, something like that. And I know Claire's watching from East Drive Paranormal, and I just want to give a big shout out to all of them who I'm not sure if some of the team didn't turn up, but there was 5 of them there on the night. You've already seen Phil Bates because he did the East Drive tour around with me. I'm assuming you've seen it. It's had about 7,000 views now. And me, Andrew, Vicky and Neil will be going to the East Drive event on Saturday night. So I believe there's still some tickets left, if Claire can possibly confirm. It's in Hull again, which is a very paranormal city. I'd say there's 3 venues what I'm aware of just within close proximity of each other. There's the Anison Funeral Parlour, the Chocolate Factory, and then there's a place where we're going on Saturday night with East Drive, which is the Old Ropery. And apparently, I don't know if it's still working, but it's a fish. They basically make fish patties or something, from what I understand. But again, it's a very active area, so we're going to get to witness that for the first time with another group, so we can maybe relax a bit more and just have a laugh with a very talented group who are basically on the same sort of belief system as what we are, and they work quite similar to what we do, and they're just up for a laugh, don't take life too seriously. So if you check out their site, they've got the event coming up, and you can meet us guys as well there on the night. We'll be taking the Connect One sensor of mine, just to basically let East Drive use for the night along with their equipment, because they've got some pretty cool equipment what they brought to our event. And through their equipment, Ethereal I believe it's called, you'll want to see that, because my friend who's a massive skeptic, he basically explained what happened with Ethereal. It's like Alice Box, but it's audio, and it's set up on a laptop. We had it coming through basically a guitar amp, a PA, so it was really amplified. And Andrew, my skeptic friend, actually witnessed 2 ghosts, or two spirits. We don't like the word ghost, spirits, having a conversation with each other. Andrew asked, "Do you want us to leave you alone while you have a conversation?" Something along those lines. The female of the 2 spirits answered, "No, it's okay," or something like "it's okay," something along those lines. I didn't personally witness it. This is what he told me. But then the male says, "If please for a moment." So he will basically, us humans were actually getting in the way of a spirit conversation, and we were witnessing it through this software, which is crazy. So I wish I'd have been there to see that, but that's from a skeptic friend, which makes it for a skeptic to tell me that and to be mind blown by it. That's enough for me, to be honest with you, because he's very realistic with what he's seeing and things. So yeah, they'll be using that equipment, and it's very cool. So and Claire Cowell says yes, there is a few places left with us Saturday at the Haunted Ropery in Hull. So yeah, if you do want to go along, a few of us guys will be there, and all the East Drive team will be there, and there'll be quite a lot of laughs along the way, I should imagine. So yeah, that's it from me. I don't know if you've got anything else to say, but if not, we'll...
All I've got to say, Shane, and to the people out there is myself and Shane, in 2 different locations, have spent many hours going through Saturday's events so far. We've just finished viewing all the CCTV, and so far nothing to write home about other than dust. But we're going to be going through our actual footage from our night vision cameras and our EVPs. So if you keep an eye on GSI, Shane's going to be bringing a lot of stuff to the table as well, and putting it together in one of his famous documentary videos. We'll have any EVPs we can submit from this side and our night vision footage of anything which is going on. And if you keep watching on GSI North East on Facebook, GSI West Yorkshire, and obviously it'll be shared on my wall, Neil Cook's Medium, and then obviously you can continue to follow our journey in the paranormal world. You can. Great.
Yep, brilliant. So that's it then. So we'll leave you with this little social media thing just in case. We are both on Facebook and we are both on Twitter, so that should be playing now. You can still hear us, but once this ends, we'll end the stream and say thank you very much for watching.
Great, and don't forget that Alice Box as well on alicebox.co.uk for your free trial. Yeah. Thank you for listening. We'll speak to you soon.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Bye.